Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the Umineko playthrough. Right, we are in, as you can probably tell by the background, and obviously we are in episode 7 territory today. We have probably the most interesting chapter and the most exciting chapter in Umineko. Actually, maybe episode 8 is going to be exciting, or just as exciting, or maybe even more exciting than episode 7. But, yeah, my point is that I think episode 7 and 8 are probably going to be, you know, some of the most exciting chapters in Umineko. I'm more interested in episode 7 because, obviously, I have no idea about what's going to happen in episode 8. But I do know in episode 7 that there are 3 characters who I really fucking want to meet. And, yeah, there are so many things that I want to learn about. I just want to learn about the truths. I want to see every single detail totally unpacked. And, yeah, I just hope it's going to be really quite fun. I've had some people that, you know, are Umineko fans that I've talked to that, you know, they think... No, actually, now that I think about it, every single Umineko fan I've talked to, I mean, I've only asked this to, like, 3 or 4 people, but... they all say that episode 7 is the best chapter in the entire series. So, and I'm not even joking, every single one of them has said that. So, I mean, if that doesn't tell you why I should be looking forward to this, then I don't know what does. So, yeah, let's get into this. Right, so, good morning. Dude. It's literally 11:14 in the night. Good morning. Scheduled for today is the funeral of the Golden Witch and her game. Yeah, I suppose so, because obviously the witch is an illusion, and this is going to unveil the truth, which should, in theory, make it so that... Isn't it actually really quite interesting to think what is going to happen regarding Beatrice in this one? I do wonder. Yeah, the days of the game are already over, and nothing remains but fond memories. Yeah, I see that. Yeah, here, the cold, hard truth will be revealed. Of course, it's cold and hard. Yeah, good one. Yeah, making as much of, you know, emotional conflict as possible. And death will come to the game. Yeah, that's actually really quite interesting to think that as a result of all the truth being known, death will come. But what I find really interesting is to think that, you know, what's Byrne gonna do after she actually knows the truth? And, wait, hang on a second. I think she already knows the truth, but, no, I think she does. Yeah, definitely. But, yeah, because obviously I was accidentally thinking that, Featherin was the one that was... you know, telling the answers to Byrne, but no, it's Byrne telling the answers to Featherin. But yeah, death may come to the game because Byrne might try and destroy them from all of the information regarding the answers. So there is a bit of difficulty to this one. Yeah, that's another thing I've heard from other people. Episode 7 is the thinking chapter. The chapter where you have to do the most thinking out of all of Umineko. I don't know if that's true, but yeah, if it is, then yeah, obviously we're gonna have to do a lot of it. But anyway, I've literally done such a dramatic thing, opening this chapter for the first time, and yet I haven't even, like, left any special... Wait for it. I'm an idiot. But yeah, anyway, let's get into this. So, yeah. Ooh. Earth to Earth. Is that Warigiria? Ash to ashes. Oh my god, ashes to ashes. Dust to dust. Oh, yeah, that's interesting that there's actually a little bit more in terms of this saying. Illusions to illusions. And dreams to dream. Interesting. A dream is something drawn in the sand between the coming and receding way. Oh, I like that. Oh no, I like that. Yeah, something so fragile that it's wiped blank every time a new wave comes in. So the heartless might sneer, saying that drawing such things is useless and meaningless. That's actually a really quite interesting thing to think about. Yeah, because obviously, even though these things are so absurdly fragile and they can be easily washed away, at the same time, they are the things that kind of characterize a lot of our existence, really. Oh, that's interesting. However, no wave will ever come again to wipe away the dream she drew. Isn't it really quite interesting to think about the location of this place? I really do wonder where it is. It kind of reminds me of the chapel, but with some sort of really weird meta-world lighting. And now, that final beautiful dream of hers will not disappear for all eternity. No. Is that the chapel? It looks really similar, but just a tiny bit different. Come on, try to picture it. It's to say the rays of a gentle afternoon sun on a warm spring day. Oh, that's interesting. Simply forgot to grow dim ever again. It is truly such a wonderful thing. Witness to your final dream. Yeah. It's actually a really quite interesting reference to Dante's Inferno, her name. Yeah, Publius Vargilia Maro. I didn't pronounce that right, I know that. Well, I don't know it, but it's something you can assume because of the fact that I don't know the pronunciation. Such a beautiful analogy, and it's actually really quite interesting to think that this dream has has borne so much significance, such a ridiculous amount that its significance will never disappear, even if it was just a temporary amount of visions that she was actually experiencing, and sights and experiences. It's just as if she has had such a ridiculous dream that there is going to be no wave that is ever going to come on that shore again. Yeah, I like that, yeah. Yeah. So, whoever's final dream, I'm assuming Beatrice, because of the fact that Warigiria's... What the fuck? What is this beginning? Okay, I'm sorry, but if you have got to begin a story with liberated liberator, I mean, that's obvious that shit is getting real already. My god. The suspects were gathered in a room, and several inquisitors of heresy were reporting on the results of their investigation. Their uniforms closely resembled those of Eisern Jungfrau, but they were slightly different. Also different were the badges signifying their department. Then came the sound of someone clapping their hands once. It was the lead female inquisitor. She was announcing that all reasoning had been completed. As has been shown, it is all quite clear. Know that the preceding logic has proven the non-existence of your alibi. Oh god. At the other end of her pointing finger was a quivering maid with frightened eyes. Her name was... No, that's not important. I already know. I think I already know her name. Animal. Let me just give a little hint to those who have actually read this. It's exactly the same as what you would call some sort of animal. What matters now is that she could have entered the closed room study where the victim... Where the victim was found whenever she pleased. And furthermore, that her claimed alibi for the time of the crime has been proven to contradict the facts. Wait, no, this can't be the person I'm thinking of. No. She doesn't look like a maid. Shaking, the maid tried to continue her illogical pleading. But all of her statements are already been seen through. Jesus Christ. So, a maid, I don't really understand who this could potentially be. It could be anyone, genuinely. Why are we being shown this? What is the significance of this? God, I fucking love this track, by the way. Can I just say how much I love it? God, poor maid. So so she could have actually entered a part in which, a closed room of a study, which means she could have the potential to have committed murder, but at the same time she has been lying about her alibi? Yeah, her claimed alibi. Well, then again, she may have a genuine claimed alibi, but because of the fact that it's contradicting the facts, then, you know, they're thinking that that's a red flag. But what if it is a genuine alibi and they're just being lazy? God, that's awful. Oh, that's interesting. This really reminds me of Erika, that line that we're going to read now. With this, we conclude our proof of the whodunit and the howdunit. Yeah. Yeah, know that your position as the culprit is now an unshakable fact. But isn't it interesting to think that because they are only thinking this because it doesn't add up? What if, because of the fact that it doesn't add up, there is another truth that they haven't been able to see? But because of the fact that they have conducted a truth that is so believable, there's no point of seeing another truth because nobody else will believe it. You must be joking. What? What the fuck? That's Beatrice? Why would I kill the master I loved and respected so? That has got to be Beatrice. That sounds like Beatrice. What? I have no motive, no reason. Who did it and how? Know that establishing these is more than sufficient. Please allow me to speak. God. Isn't that interesting? Know that motives are unnecessary in mysteries. Yeah, I see. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Inquisitor spoke coldly. Agreed. Yeah. God, so who is this maid? Where are we now? Oh. God, what a weird location. What? The master? I do wonder who this master actually... After finishing her witch's prayer, Wadigilia stepped back from the coffin, which lay on an altar, bed decked with many beautiful roses. You have got to be fucking serious. Is this Beatrice? In her place, Battler moved to the front of the coffin, wearing his territory lord's cape. Could that potentially be indicative? Oh my god, though the cape was supposed to represent dignity and majesty. It somehow made Battler look smaller. Isn't that interesting? Battler held a book with a majestic binding in his hand. It was a game record that had just been written, or perhaps it was a tale, a game, or else a fragment. Within it, written in it, was the dream that would be more enjoyable for her than any other. So whoever her is, it's definitely Beatrice. Or at least that's my assumption. Battler pressed it against his forehead and contemplated for some time. Isn't that weird? Then he kissed it? What? Oh, that's interesting. And laid it gently in the... You have got to be kidding me. So has Beatrice firstly died, and secondly, has it been so bad that, you know, these people were literally having to do a funeral? God, what the fuck is going to happen in this episode? Genuinely. I mean, judging by the fact that, you know, Battler is literally having to, you know, rest... You know, let Beatrice rest in peace and say goodbye via the coffin. I mean, that proves that there is probably no hope whatsoever because there is no Beatrice, there's no Battler. Who else could there be to save the person? I have one idea, but I don't know if this person's an evil or a good character, so yeah, it rested upon her chest. She looked like a little girl clutching her favourite stuffed animal as she drifted off to sleep. This is... The sole tale I have to offer up to you. This tale will be shut up with you in your coffin for all eternity. So no one will be able to read it except for you, there in your coffin. Weird. Shut away in the cat box. In that cat box. The only... Unchanging. Inviolable. Eternal tale. This way. Oh, that's in... Oh, burn, 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 burn. That's all I can think of when I hear the word defile. Yeah, no one will be able to defile it. No one can deny it. I see that, yeah, no one can argue against it. This is just between me and her. Just the two. God. I mean, though I am really quite confused, I feel horrible for Battler. My God, I just genuinely can't believe it. I mean, he's probably had to really come to terms with whatever the hell has happened. Our one and only certain truth. Wow, look at this. Isn't that actually really quite interesting to think that, firstly, we've been thrown right into Liberator, but secondly, we're in some sort of really odd, really quite old school, like, city. It's either a really old city, it's either an older city, like maybe 1960s, or maybe this is just a really private and posh part. I mean, look at this road, it's just so odd. Wow, it's beautiful. Those bastards. A man dashed through a town wrapped in twilight. Oh, ironic, yeah, the daytime hustle and bustle of this beautiful village, which combine the traditional with the orderly in the classic... Oh, it's a village?! In the classic style of the last century. It is a last century style, I see that. Yeah, now seems like a mere dream. The orange setting sun was already hidden behind the clock tower, and the narrow alleyway was rapidly descending into darkness. Yes, the gas lights began to turn on. They only made the darkness of the twilight stand out all the way more. The man sprinted. There was no time. He had to hurry. He'd had several experiments to do and things he had to check, and it had all taken longer than he had expected. Oh god, so somebody's actually having some sort of really bad work accident. My assumption is that this person has potentially... Maybe he is the person that's actually going to somehow save Beatrice, or maybe this person has some sort of really serious job that he's not being able to do because of the fact that he's taken a lot of time. Who knows? Yes, there's no mistake there. Yeah, the who done it and how done it are more than enough in the mystery genre. Wow, I love it. God, there are so many amazing pieces of artwork here. In the mystery genre, the motive, or the why done it, is given the lowest priority. Yeah, definitely, yeah, definitely. Yeah, to have a murder, you need to have a culprit, and he needs to commit a crime. Motive isn't required for that. Yeah, I see that, yeah, but obviously, though it is one of the most ignored elements, it could also be one of the most important. Like, the why done it may entirely change what's actually happening regarding the conviction of that person. The maid. So it's usually the most ignored element. In fact, these days, there are some who call it unnecessary. No, I don't know. But yeah, that is very true, yeah. If you find the culprit with nothing but the why done it, that's no mystery. I like that, yeah, that's propaganda. However. However, just because of that fact. Seriously, though, yeah, it doesn't mean you can neglect the motive, the heart. I agree, yeah. I think that's very well said.
私たちは彼女の最後の眠りが
Yeah, I genuinely wonder what's happened here. We both know how much fun she'll be having in her final sleep. So I doubt anybody could disturb it. After all, who could possibly disturb a sleeping child smiling at a happy dream? Come. It's time for us to leave. Well, I mean, obviously, this is a really quite metaphorical way of saying, basically, just leave the fucking dead person alone. And then you've obviously got to go, and then if you're too noisy, well, I don't really know. Well, I suppose if you make noise near a corpse, then it's obviously, they're not really going to rest in peace because of the fact that, you know, it's not fully peaceful around them. There is still hustle and bustle around them. You're right. Oh yeah, what else did you do with a sleeping kid? Yeah, except put a blanket on them, turn off the lights, and walk away quietly. Yeah, isn't that actually really quite interesting to think that, you know, they are kind of distracted from the fact that, you know, whoever this is, they have actually died, and they're just trying to, you know, pour the distraction onto the fact that they're just sleeping. I see that. Oh, wow, look at that. Oh, that looks amazing. God, they've killed it already. After looking at the coffin one last time, Wadagidiga turned around quietly. Battler did the same, but then he stopped and turned to face the rose-covered altar. Battler offered up his final words within his heart. As long as those words didn't leave his mouth. Oh yeah, fair enough actually. Yeah, no one would be able to know what they were. However, those words of the heart caused Battler's expression to change several times. At first he frowned sadly. Then his face clouded with remorse. God, yeah, I can totally just see, like, you know, every single face of grief here, yeah, and then changed to a bitter, exasperated smile. It flashed through several varied expressions. Then the final expression that crossed his face was surprisingly gentle smile. God, so whatever he is actually saying, it's requiring a shit ton of courage, it seems. Something rose to Battler's lips. However, he bit it back down. There could certainly be no words to describe the many feelings he kept in his chest. Yeah, isn't it interesting that I just genuinely wonder what's actually happened regarding everything here? So saying anything would probably be a bit crude. Yeah, Battler understood this and stopped himself from speaking once more with a dry smile. Wow. God, isn't it a beautiful place, this? Thank you. I've done nothing to deserve your gratitude. I'll leave the rest to you. After seeing Wadagidiga knocked back at him, Battler turned away from the altar one more time and left the chapel. Wadagidiga also disappeared, and with that, all disturbances that might have interrupted her blissful sleep had vanished. That is really interesting. I just genuinely wonder her blissful sleep, and, you know, isn't it interesting to think that whatever has happened here, someone has died, and obviously I think it's probably Beatrice. I mean, Requiem of the Golden Witch is literally the title of this chapter. Oh, this is interesting. The Inquisitors of Heresy listened with calm, no scornful yeah, they sound horrible. Yeah, they listened to the frantic babbling of the maid accused of murdering her master. Jesus Christ. Then again, isn't it really interesting to think that though it is something really important, you cannot ignore it, the why done it in a mystery. However, nothing she said could bury the fault in her own alibi. Yeah, that's really tricky though, yeah. Oh, that's the worst, yeah. They're all mere emotional arguments. And then again, with, you know, even if it's an emotional argument, you can still put on a front that makes it so that you are really emotional, but you still hide stuff that you don't want to be heard. So you can never fully trust a why done it if you don't 100% know about the person that you're looking into. I loved and respected the master so much. I had no motive for killing him. Yeah, no matter how much she spoke. Yeah, no, I see that. Yeah, it only made her look more and more like the floundering true culprit struggling pathetically. I see that, yeah. The requirements for the who done it and the how done it have been satisfied. As for the why done it, the motive, the heart. Yeah. This is the... yeah. Oh, God. Yes. No matter how much she spoke of gratitude for her master, who had graciously given her a job when she'd been left by the wayside after various Jesus Christ, I feel horrible for this person. So, yeah, they've basically been fully accused of being the murderer for their master, and because of the fact that they have an alibi that isn't fully rock solid, you know, they're just totally being convicted for it. But at the same time, this is one of the most important and influential people in their lives. Jesus fucking Christ. No matter how much she spoke of gratitude for her master, who had graciously given her a job when she'd been left by the wayside after various misfortunes. Yeah, it didn't help her case in the slightest in the mystery genre. No, I see that, yeah. Therefore, her motive didn't... oh, that's cruel. Yeah, all of that could just be squeezed out of the culprit after. That's like trying to squeeze out orange juice from a lemon. It doesn't work. Or lime juice from a lemon. An Inquisitor of Heresy took out a roll of parchment and held it forth, cutting off the maid's sob and protests. Yeah, like a proper court. This is how you committed the crime. Jesus Christ. Know that this indictment has been received by the Great Court and that your arrest has been approved. Now, isn't it really interesting to think that whoever is actually, you know, they've done a bit of experimentation and, you know, investigation, I'd assume, you know, the people that are actually, the person that is running through, you know, that town, I wonder if he's actually there to save this person. Here is the warrant for your arrest. God, motive is unnecessary. That's horrible. Yeah, know that such a thing is completely extraneous to the matter of pinpointing the culprit. Please allow me to speak. God, know that we of the SSVD possess methods of forcing unrepentant criminals. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, so, you know, if they have methods, i.e. torture, you know, she's probably going to have to make it so that a fabrication is actually the truth. Isn't it ironic to think that in, you know, a murder inquiry, she's actually having to lie just to make them, you know, get off their case, really? Oh, Jesus. The power of justice. Fuck. Jesus Christ. Yeah, the powers of justice. Jesus Christ. Oh, that's horrible. The red truth? Oh my God. That's ridiculous. With these interrogation tools blessed by the powers of justice. I love just how contradictory this sentence is. So firstly, we have interrogation tools blessed by the power of justice. We Inquisitors of Heresy will strap up your limbs, torture, burn you, torture, crush you, torture, stretch you, torture, and hang you, torture. Power of justice. Fuck off. And in so doing, wring the red truth out of you. And this is the worst thing, how you can't possibly wring out the red truth out of this person if they are not there. It isn't even necessary for you to confess. Alright, to arrest that maid. Oh, Jesus, this is horrible. It wasn't me, I didn't kill the master. God, what are they doing? Ooh. Oh my God! Hold it right there. You've got the wrong culprit. God, look at this guy. He's got a properly cool outfit. Look at this little anchor he's wearing. I like that. God, he really does look like... He does kind of look like some sort of pirate, though. I don't know. You've got the wrong culprit. Oh, that's interesting. So I think this is the guy who was actually really quite running. You know, with absurdly fast speed. Right, a man kicked the door open, and the Inquisitors were all shocked at the sight of him. Oh, he's probably really high status. Why are you here? So this guy's a detective. Know that this case is no longer your responsibility. Quiet! Oh, I like that. Yeah, yeah, my God, it's just to think about the levels of cruelty that she's going to, you know, have the why done it drilled out of her with. You know, it's just horrible to think that they're putting that little effort into it, really. You find one person without an alibi and just assume that she's the culprit. Do you really think that there's no need for a motive? For a heart in crime? Of course there is, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, crimes are committed by people. Yeah, I agree. There are no crimes without a heart. Fair enough, yeah. By the way, my god, this guy looks properly pissed off. Yeah, he looks threatening. He really does. And he looks like a very professional man. No, it isn't. It's totally reasonable. No, but your obsession over the why done it is simply embarrassing. The why done it is unnecessary. Such a thing can be extracted easily through interrogation. Then again, though, this is completely bullshit because of the fact that what if you were literally torturing somebody so that they have the why done it, you know, extracted out of them? But what if you were torturing them to get the why done it out of them, but at the same time they have no reason and they have no motive and they have a false conviction? You know, they're literally going to say a false conclusion to make it so that the pain is just, you know, something that can recede, and, you know, the true criminal is going to go free. Even the Great Court has already acknowledged that this woman is the culprit. That doesn't mean anything. Interesting. True. The Great Court does assume that everyone besides the maid has an alibi. Oh my god, this guy is... He goes in with no compassion. My god. Yeah, but that's just because they heard you say so, and they've mistaken your overconfidence and conceit for wisdom. Yeah, if any one of the other suspects loses their alibi, your evidence so far proves nothing. Yeah, seriously though, I agree. Just look at how pathetic some of those other alibis are. Oh yeah, did the clock in the reception hall chime midnight at exactly the right time? Oh yeah, good one. Yeah, did the dog by the back door bark at everyone? Yeah, that's brilliant. God, it's just so horrible to think that, you know, without this detective, you know, this person, this maid, would have been totally screwed and would have had an awful, awful time. So you managed to prove this maid's alibi false. Congratulations. But does it end there? Yeah, I like that, yeah. Yeah, you need to fully investigate before making sure. Yeah, it may have been possible for her to do it, but does she have any motive for it at all? Are the alibis for the others absolutely perfect? This maid wasn't the only one with a false alibi. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, you have to keep on searching if you want to find the others. God, you know something is bad in terms of investigation if, you know, a literal detective is asking other detectives this. Was there some sort of grudge against the victim, or some money-related problem? I feel like this guy is going to be cool. By the way, what is this random red, bright red strip in his hair? Yeah, don't abandon the motive, don't abandon the heart. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, dry mysteries where the motive can just be figured out later aren't worth anyone's time. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, understandable. If she did... firstly, you're thinking she faked an alibi. What if she actually didn't? Secondly, why does her faking an alibi actually prove that she is the culprit? What if she is an accomplice to the criminal? If the maid isn't the culprit, why does she fake an alibi? Even asking such a question is a waste of time. Jesus Christ. Know that we just have to interrogate her, ring out the red truth, and have her sign in red blood. So everything that happened in the temple. Jesus Christ. Yeah, you could probably do that. Yeah, you can probably do that. You can just use that torture of yours to squeeze out everything frankly and objectively. Yeah, seen from the eyes of God. But you know what? That is fair. Yeah, I'll never accept mysteries and theories that lack heart. I've already taken over responsibility for this. Oh, that is tricky though, yeah. I even have a decree right here. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, this guy has to make it so that this, you know, maid is saved. Jesus. Common owl eyes know that there is no reason for hesitation. So unjust. Yeah, I order you to arrest this maid. Isn't it just hilarious to think how absurdly, you know, you were literally being confronted how bad your mystery is, but you are so overconfident that, you know, there are even inconsistencies in your theory, but because of the fact that you have authority and you have arrogance, you know, nobody's gonna listen. When she gave this order, her subordinates hesitated, looking back and forth between their superior and that man. Yeah. Oh, this guy looks fucking threatening, seriously. I am not joking when I say, I mean, look at those eyes. They are so weird. I mean, they just look so sly and so, they look really all-knowing. This guy looks badass, can't deny that whatsoever. Do we have a little, no, we don't have any, card-related things yet. Interesting. Yeah, I won't let you. The real culprit's a different person. It's possible to use motive to find them. Yeah. And their alibi trick is an old one. Isn't it interesting to think that this totally links to everything regarding the Dokenjima mystery, by the way? Maybe that's why it's being shown to us. You can't neglect the heart. There's no need for that. There's no need for that. We just have to find the suspicious ones who have committed the crime, interrogate them, and squeeze out the red troops. Yeah, if everyone could be suspicious depending on how you view it, that's ridiculous. On the off chance that they aren't the culprit. Jesus Christ. Isn't it really quite ironic to think that this is done through the eyes of God and, you know, this is a direct service to God? Then again, at the same time, what they're literally doing is interrogating people with torturous methods just because of the fact that they could be seen as suspicious. And anyway, you know, why would a culprit who's really, really good... Let's say you're interrogating an actual suspect. Why would they leak what they're actually saying? You could easily... Like, how are you going to tell that this person is totally useless in terms of what they have done? You call that reasoning? Yeah, I think that's really good. Yeah, because this person totally needs confrontation. To be honest, this person really needs to be fired. Stand back. A total abuse of authority, though, genuinely. We will arrest that woman. Know that you are bullshitting. Yeah. The chime at midnight and the dog barking disprove otherwise. Know that this maid is the culprit. What's this? Wait, what? The genuine Okay, if this links to our Umineko related thing, then that is key. That is absolutely key, and that supports my theory. It completely destroys every single theory I had until a few days ago. It is forbidden for a servant to be the culprit. A servant, interesting. Oh my god, I love that, because I think if there is more of a show of this person's complete and utter incompetence and abuse of authority, there is nothing. Oh, I love that. What? Oh my god, this is gonna be funny. What did you say? Could you imagine if this is actually relating to Umineko, anything regarding Umineko? Maybe the maid could be, well, I don't know. The maid sounds like Beatrice, so I don't know. It's got to be something different. The words of power blasted away the Ides trying to arrest the maid. Yeah, good one. Oh, isn't that interesting? Yeah, Van Dyne's 20 rules. Rule 11. Oh, that is really interesting because Van Dyne is one of the books that Umineko is actually... well, I'm not actually sure if it's a book or if that's the name of a character, but yeah, I just know that that is SS Van Dyne is what one of the pieces of media Umineko is based on. Yeah, if you want to torture this maid... Jesus, that is horrible. Yeah, if you want to torture this maid, make sure you double check the alibis for the second wife and her lover first. Yeah. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Yeah, those two already have a clear alibi for the time of the crime. That, an alibi. God, he is totally using his superiority to rain hell down on this person. Ironic because they are great inquisitors of heaven. That, an alibi. Damn it, a fool like you couldn't understand no matter how easy I make it for you. The head inquisitor, Jesus Christ. If you want to call yourself the head inquisitor, try and figure out at least that much for yourself. Fair enough, yeah, because obviously there were inconsistencies regarding the wife, the second wife and the lover. So yeah, you can't murder until those inconsistencies are solved. That you can never make a conviction until, well, it's a conviction, i.e. a strong belief. You need to have a valid set of reasoning for every single irregularity to, you know, be able to arrest. To make a conviction. Then what about you? Oh, he can. I'm sure he can, yeah. Can you prove that this maid didn't commit the crime? No, that she was clearly away from the kitchen at the time of the crime. What was she doing then and where? Oh my god, that's hilarious. I can't prove it, says the person who's literally giving a arrest warrant to somebody for a conviction of a crime. Jesus Christ. You can't prove it, I can't prove it, and you can't prove it. No one can. That's so horrible. Then why do we have no choice but to use these torture devices to interrogate her until the wed truth is squeezed out? That's disgusting. You can squeeze as much blood and truth from the from the true culprit as you damn well play. Yeah, I like that. However, yeah, good. You know, I'm going to be honest, I feel like people like these are some of the most threatening people whenever you're on their bad side because of the fact that they have power in their words, but at the same time they are so calm. Everyone always says that the key to winning an argument is calmness. Calmness, but at the same time having really quite significant meaning behind your words. Not shouting or raging. Or just creating a fuss. Or violence as well, my god. However, I won't let you interrogate or torture anyone who isn't that culprit. That's ridiculous. You literally say, I can't prove it. That's a blimmin' interrogation. There are so many things that he has mentioned, even to me, that would, you know, make me think, okay, we need to reinvestigate this. But this person is so overconfident and stubborn that she won't. Furudo Erika syndrome. This is why everyone says you're too soft. All the suspicious must be interrogated. That is how we Inquisitors of Heresy conduct our witch trials. Oh, he's an Inquisitor of Heresy as well, right. That's right, we are Inquisitors of Heresy. Ooh, this guy. If he is actually in anything regarding Umineko, then maybe this is the reason that Beatrice is actually going to go down. Ooh, that's interesting. That's right, we are Inquisitors of Heresy. Felling evil witches is our job. Yeah, good one, yeah. However, we mustn't risk hurting the innocent. Yeah, we mustn't put them under suspicion. I like that, yeah. All humans have their own personal truths. Yeah, yes. Yes, that's understandable. Yeah, because obviously, if you are going to be totally tortured and interrogated, you are going to feel forced to expose any truth you have whatsoever, and that's just totally wrong if you haven't actually done anything, because, you know, it's just you having to do something that a criminal would have to do. Yeah. Yeah, I totally see that. I love this, yeah. All humans have their own personal truths. Those should only be exposed when they commit crimes. Yeah. We've been given the right to expose them. Yeah, so they shouldn't abuse them whatsoever. But there's one thing we can't do. What? Oh, I really like that. Oh god, this guy seems so... And this is why his arguments so work. His argumentative skill works because of the fact that he's calm, and then he just, you know, when he severely wants to convey something, he gets more strict. Because of the fact that he's more strict and it sounds out of character for him, that is why it will gain more attention and will be listened to more and taken in more. Not one, not even God has the right to expose the innocent truth of those who have not seen. Yeah, isn't that interesting? I like that. Yeah, the maid finally realised that he was trying to protect her. I don't know who you are, but... Thank you. Very much. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Yeah, I'm really not the culprit. I mean, obviously you can say that, but without evidence it's, you know, just words. But, yeah. If this person is convinced that they're not the culprit, then either they are very deluded and they are the culprit, or maybe, more likely case, you know, they genuinely aren't, and there are some inconsistencies. Yeah, I know. God. That's horrible. Yeah, your boyfriend said he'd be willing to give up everything to prove your alibi. You should thank him. My theory is that as a result of Beatrice having died in the coffin, this guy is probably who denied him. He seems very, very professional and good at his job. So maybe he could... Yeah, God, that's absurd. Wow. Very, very devoted person. That kid said that honor and reputation are worth nothing compared to you. But if he does that, he'll... It won't come to that. Oh, I love that, yeah. Exposing the secret... Seriously, though, I couldn't agree more. Yeah, exposing the secrets between lovers is a job for third-rate magazines. That's not mystery. Yeah, it's just conjecture. It's just... I don't know, in most cases, journalists trying to get more money. I like that, yeah. This guy seems really quite pleasant here. I never allow for heartless reasoning. Yeah, roughly. Then, for the first time, the man's sullen expression relaxed, and he patted the maid's head roughly. Yeah, that's nice. I'm sure you two will be happy together. Oh, that's interesting. So that's what the alibi... That's horrible, because obviously, isn't it interesting to think that, you know, to make it so that a culprit is fully, you know, proven, you need to drill out innocent truths of them and truths of their goings-on and their whereabouts. if this culprit was actually, if this suspect was actually drilled out for all of the innocent truths that, you know, she held and that were secretive to her, then there would be so many embarrassing things that she would nonsensically have to expose. I'm sure you two will be happy together. Still, meeting together in secret while on the job is hardly praiseworthy. On the job as well, my god. Trying to keep that to a minimum. Thank you so much. God, yeah. Yeah, these words were only heard by the two of them. The man had learned of her innocence, which could only be proven by exposing the secrets of a pair of... Yes, definitely, yeah. And isn't it really quite interesting to think that, you know, though there isn't an alibi, people may be meeting in secret for different reasons? Yeah. But then again, though, this could all be a fabrication. A very well done fabrication. But I think it's unlikely in this case. I don't know, though. Yeah, and he had rushed about in search of a solution, resentful of the arrogance of those trying to expose this by forcible means. Yeah, the point of theory making is not to create a culprit. Yeah, I like that, yeah. Or to trample the truths that lie in the hearts of those who have not sinned. If you want to play the detective, don't neglect the heart. God, yeah, otherwise we're just intellectual rapists. Don't forget. Yeah, that is interesting. Oh my god, this person is getting the fright of her life when the man spoke. The Inquisitors no longer had any way to argue back. This man's name is Will. And yet, that's not what everyone used to call. His name is Will! My god. Jesus Christ. Head Inquisitor of Heresy of the SSVD, the 8th District Repentance Enforcement Agency of the Great Court of Heaven. Hello, my name is Daniel. What is my job description? I am a... Head Inquisitor of Heresy of the SSVD, the 8th District Repentance Enforcement Agency of the Great Court of Heaven. I mean, fucking hell, a long title! Wizard hunting right. Willard H. Wright. Interesting name. Willard, though. That sounds like a really old school name, because obviously now you always see people called William, in England at least, but I don't think I've ever heard somebody called Willard. Yeah, this is the last thing I have to pass on to you guys. Oh, isn't that actually really quite interesting, because of the fact that he is wizard hunting right? And isn't it quite ironic to think that H is, you know, it could be abbreviated to hunting. But, yeah, it's just ironic to think that this guy is probably one of the best people in the profession. Yeah, so you need to take what he says at heart, I'd assume. This is the last thing I have to pass on to you guys. If you want to be the next wizard hunting right, remember it. No matter what. Ooh, what? Oh, that's interesting, so it's going to be a really quite... Oh. Never mind then. Alright, this is going to be so exciting. Let's see this opening. Right, so Wadagiryaan Battler at the coffin. That's what we've seen. Right. So we've got some sort of... that's just the chapel, I think. Oh my god, that inverted filter. That's fucking cool. That shows the desecration of the game board. Got Battler. Ooh. Oh, I saw Willard. To the right of that. Ooh, new characters. Right, searching for new characters. I saw somebody with multicolored socks that I didn't recognize, like white and black socks. They got the Chiestos. Oh my god, who was that? Oh, it's Burn. Isn't it interesting to think that she has been given a scene dedicated to herself on the opening? That shows her significance in this chapter, I think. Who is that? There's Beatrice and Battler. Oh yeah, nice little bird's eye view. That's such a beautiful shot. I wonder how they did that CGI. Wow, really quite a nice opening. Oh, that's such a good effect. Oh, I love that at the end. Wow. I'm properly impressed. Oh, that was so fun seeing everything hit. Ooh. Is this the... Well, it looks like some sort of Requiem like... Yeah, it is the chapel. That's what I guessed. Quite... Isn't it interesting to think that Willard, you know, as a result of him actually being able to, you know, save this maid, a lot of things will have changed. I really do wonder what this, case is actually about and who this maid is and what, you know, her significance actually is. So, Head Inquisitor of Heresy of the SSV... Oh, fucking hell. I'm trying to read this in my head, but accidentally saying it out loud. Yeah, quietly, quietly. The rain fell down. The rain of sadness dripped down the outer walls of the chapel, quietly washing away the dusts of the world of the living. The chapel doors were open. This is actually really quite interesting. So this is really old Ushidomiya territory, I'm assuming. Yeah, the chapel doors were open. During a wedding, only those with invitations are allowed inside. However, during a funeral, the doors are open to all who remember the deceased. Oh my god, so this must be a funeral. A shadow holding an umbrella approached the chapel. Oh, that is interesting. It was Will. Oh. So, you know, if this is actually Rokenjima, judging by that, he is going to have a definite connection to the story. I wonder... I do not think this is the Ushidomiya house. What? A reception desk had been set up at the chapel's entrance. What? Huh? But hang on a second, I'm just genuinely so confused. Why does everything look so much older and, you know, really quite different to how we've seen it? Or is it just this part of the chapel that we've not actually seen? Because let's... that episode 2 CG. No, if we think about the episode 2 CG, it does look kind of similar. Wait, I think I've actually... Oh wait, hang on. I'll just get it up. I've got it. I've got a really quick way to access it. Right. Yeah, so we've got the CG up here. Does it look similar, or is that just me tripping? Not really. It's got to be a different different thing. Though that is actually really quite interesting to think the canon is here. I wonder what the similarities and differences are, and you know, also who the hell was this funeral for? As the shadow approached, Kanon, who had been sitting at this desk, stood up and welcomed him with a bow. This is the reception desk. We are collecting the names of all mourners. For who, though? If you would like to sign in here. Sorry, but I'm not a mourner. I'm here to meet with someone. Yeah, that does actually sound really quite odd, though. Yeah, maybe, but because of the fact that he is a detective, maybe it could be some sort of, I don't know, interview-related stuff. But I'm sorry, if you're a detective, who the fuck would interview somebody at a funeral? You came to a funeral to meet someone? A dubious expression rose to Kanon's face. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Will pulled an envelope from his pocket and showed him the sender's name. Oh, somebody with significance then. My apologies. God, oh, that's interesting. So, whoever Willard is, he actually has a lot of significance with regards to the Ushinomiya family. I just genuinely don't understand where this is. Thanks. Could I at least have one of those? Thank you very much. I'm sure she will be pleased. By the way, isn't it interesting to think that Kanon, you know, he has so much of a conversation-like tone here. You know, something you would never normally see with someone like him. Oh, isn't that interesting? Kanon handed him one of a set of golden roses, which are being handed out to all the mourners. Will took it, silently bowed his head, and entered the chapel. Trying to blend in, I see. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, inside the chapel, several people who appeared to be family of the deceased were gathered, and they all seem to be recalling memories of the departed. Are we going to see anyone we recognise? Oh! I am really surprised.
Nothing.
God. That's interesting. God, is this the human Beatrice? But no, what I'm actually really quite surprised about, is this the illusionary Kinzo, or is this the real one? Father, please take care. Why didn't you rest in the waiting room for a bit? Gordas there. Oh yeah, it is the human Beatrice. Interesting. I killed her. No, you didn't. Why would you say that? I killed her, I did it. Absurd. Yeah, you didn't kill her whatsoever, if anything. I mean, though it was a mistake that she had obviously made it, you know, it was a mistake that had unfortunately made it so that the human Beatrice had died, but at the same time it wasn't. It wasn't anything regarding her fault. I mean, it was her fault that she died, but she didn't intentionally do it. It was just a blunder. I mean, it is a sad, sad mistake, but at the same time, and I mean, obviously she needs to feel guilty about it to compensate for that, but she didn't kill her. What the hell? That's just going way too far. How could that be, Yodoza-sama? Oh god, yeah, father's really bawling. Yeah, you sound very sad about it. God, that is low! Jesus Christ. Yeah, okay, that is equally low. God, isn't it just really quite interesting? I think this just shows the degree of how disconnected the family is. I mean, there was a funeral. There was such a sad location, and yet, you know, there was such a sad occasion here. Yet, you know, they can't do anything but feel, you know, just sort of irony to the fact that, you know, their literal father was crying. No empathy whatsoever. And that just really shows the disjointed nature of the family. It's horrible. It really is. So Hideyoshi's here. I don't wonder... No, but I couldn't agree more. Yeah, now's not the time to say things like that. So this is obviously before 1984 when Kinzo passed away. Some sobbed, unable to control their tears. And some spoke softly of old memories. Oh, interesting. Yeah, they were all remembering the dead in their own way, it seemed. Right. When Will approached the altar, several people turned around. Of course. Yeah, that must be really quite odd. Then again, Kanon has actually allowed him in, so it's either Kanon's fault, or he's some sort of really quite dangerous madman who has literally interrogated him, or maybe he is genuine. Or maybe none of them knew. Oh, isn't that interesting? But this is what I don't really understand, because, you know, Basila has seen this coffin. When is the time zone for this? And I don't really understand with the whole funeral related thing, why is it happening so, late. Why is it not happening in 1967? I just don't really understand if it happened in 1967, how Basila... Firstly, why everyone would know. Why would Ginzo actually not keep it a secret from everyone? Because Beatrice was like a mistress. And... Well, wait, no, hang on a second. That's why that doesn't add up. Because their mother was still alive in 1967. As a result of that, you can, you know, deduce that this is much later. Yeah, when Will approached the altar, several people turned around. Of course, none of them knew who Will was. Paying this no mind. Oh, yeah. Will walked in front of the cascade on the altar, which seemed to be buried under golden roses. Inside the cascade, there was no corpse. Oh, isn't that interesting? So whatever has actually happened regarding the body, it has been... Or could that be indicative of the fact that it was an entire illusion? Instead, as though it lay there in place of a body, was a single thick book with an extravagant binding. The space all around it was filled with countless golden roses. There were words printed on the book's cover. To my beloved Beatrice. October 5th, 1980. Yeah, I mean, understandable, but I just don't really get why, firstly, everyone's alive, and secondly, where this actually is. Is this before or after October 1986? The fact that Ginzo's there would actually give me an indication... Oh, interesting. That, yeah. It would give an indication that it was after, but... No, sorry, that it was before, because of the fact that Ginzo was there. Right, Miss Beatrice. Oh, it was, yeah. If it was Mrs., then forgive me. I've never met you. However, allow me to express my condolences. Is this a funeral in the Golden Land, I wonder? And this could potentially be the end of episode 7. It could be the funeral that they are having of Beatrice because of the fact that, I don't know, maybe Willard has actually made it so that, maybe Willard has participated in her downfall. I don't know. He took the rose he had received from the reception area and placed it in the cascade. He had absolutely no connection, oh, right, never mind then, to the woman called Beatrice. However, since he had come to visit a funeral, he had to show his minimum amount of respect for the dead. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, but why would an evil character have a mindset like that? That's really quite kind. As a part of this, Willard prayed for the passage of the dead into the next world. Pardon me. Interesting soundtrack. Oh my god, it really reminds me of that little ARP and not that little melody in the background. It really reminds me of a breakcore song I've listened to. Oh Jesus Christ. Bit contradictory in terms of the moods. Pardon me. Oh, that is weird. This is ominous as fuck, wow. But who might you be? I am Ushinomiya Kraus. Yeah, somebody who's very, very composed for being a chief mourner. A chief mourner, though, that is so cheesy. It's just as if, oh my god, let's do, instead of power scaling, let's do sadness scaling. Who is the most saddest? Who is the most sad in this tragic event? Pardon me, but who might you be? I'm Ushinomiya Kraus. I'm serving as the chief mourner. What? This is my child, Lion. Pleased to meet you. What happened to Jessica? What the fuck? Lion, who the heck are you? It's written as Ri, and then I swear I've seen that kanji before, but that's in Ryu, which means meaning. I don't know if that has any significance. I think it is, at least. I don't exactly know. Yeah, it's written as whatever that says, but it's pronounced Leon. Oh yeah, I couldn't agree more, because obviously in English it means, you know, quite literally like an animal related to a lion. I guess it is a bit strange for a Japanese name. But okay, how the fuck are you Krause's daughter? What? That's so weird. Will stared at Lion's face, wearing a confused expression. He hadn't seemed particularly interested in Kraus, but Lion had apparently drawn some reaction from him. Yeah, it's probably because of the fact that the name is really quite interesting and unique. That outfit as well, it's really quite interesting. Have we got yeah. Right, we need to... What? I'm sorry, but what the fuck? How? Oh, isn't that interesting? Well, I think it's time for the question of what the genuine hell has happened and why has Jessica not mentioned Lion once? I'm so surprised. Rather than interested, it was more as though he felt like something was out of place. Cross-sama. Cross-sama, Madam says it is about time. Yeah, I see. Ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, if we're too noisy in here, it may disturb the dead. I've been told that the waiting room has been ready. Shall we move over there? Interesting. When Kraus called out to everyone, they began to move towards the chapel waiting room. By the way, you know, it's really indicative of the fact that... So firstly, how is there a book that has actually been happened... Oh, how... Right, so whoever has died here, whatever's happened in 1986, has been something that has maybe been written by them? I don't know. We've got to think about Battler's, everything that happened with Battler being illusionary and, you know, disconnected from the real events. So I'm assuming that whoever this is... Oh, I know who's dead. But, yeah, anyway. No, actually, I would have thought I'd known, but if who I'm thinking is dead, then... Yeah, my theory... One of my theories about the culprit is invalidated. But, yeah, it is odd. Maybe the stories about what actually happened in 1986 were written by these people, and maybe, or whoever died, and then that's who we've actually seen. Then again, I don't really understand why there's no body in the actual coffin. Like, why? What is the reason for that? Or has it just not been placed in there yet? But what? I'm sorry, why would it be arranged with beautiful golden flowers if that's not the case? And also, what is the significance with gold? You know, isn't it interesting to think that this person is Beatrice de Kinzo? Maybe this could actually be the Beatrice that, you know, Kinzo had initially spent time with. I think that might actually be likely. But it must be very, very, it must be a real long time ago if Lion is there and, you know, there's no Jessica at all. I just genuinely can't believe they have two kids. I mean, that's just ridiculous in every manner. My apologies. Oh yeah, I think obviously because of the fact that something's out of place with her, he's going to be interested. Lion, could you entertain our guests for now? I will guide the others to the waiting room. Yes, father. Yeah, father, that's just weird. Totally weird. Yeah, it looks like... Yeah, so it is actually really quite interesting to think that this is a very obedient relationship that they have, and a very natural one as well. Yeah, it looked like a natural conversation with no awkwardness for either father or child. Father and child, is it? Yes, but why do you ask? Yeah, seriously though, yeah, Ushidomiya Kraus's child is supposed to be Jessica. Jessica's my little sister. Do you need me to call her? Yeah, now I see why it's out of place though. No, it won't be necessary. Apparently, some sort of game was already being played right off the bat. Scratching at his head with an irritated look on his face, Will glanced around.
失礼ですが、あなた様は個人とはどのようなご関係で?
Yeah, pardon me, but what sort of relation did you have with the deceased?
全く何もね。
I love his sprite there, yeah, none at all.
迷惑な話さ。
Seriously, yeah, it just makes this so much more awkward. Yeah, none at all, it's a real pain. I see that.
ではあなたはどうしてこの葬儀に?
But yeah, seriously though, yeah, then why did you come to this funeral? Since Lion was a fairly mild person, Will's behaviour was met with nothing more than a blank expression. Yeah, I see. Yeah, oh yeah, definitely, yeah. Yeah, she definitely sounds neutral. Yeah, a normal person would probably have put on a dubious look long before this. Will scratched his head again and yelled angrily at someone other than Lion.
来たぜ。
I'm here.
そろそろ顔を出しやがれ。
Isn't it about time you showed your... Oh, interesting. Who? Yeah, the members of the... Oh, that's interesting. So, could that potentially be the corpse? The person that has been playing dead, potentially. The members of the Ushidomiya family had already followed Krause's instructions and had moved to the waiting room. But now, no one could be seen in this cold, vast chapel decorated with gold roses except for Will and Lion.
よく来たわね.
Oh. Yeah, that's weird. So you've come.
異端審問官、魔術師狩りのライト.
Oh god. So you've come. Wizard hunting, right? Inquisitor of heresy. I'm sorry, but you have got to be kidding me. This does not give me good vibes whatsoever. Yeah, the girl's voice came suddenly from behind the bed. Yeah, this just means trouble, and endless amounts of trouble. Yeah, isn't that interesting that this odd chapel is being changed? Yeah, isn't it interesting to think that I think the chapel had some sort of rebuilding done to it. This is a really old installation of it. And also, I'm quite surprised that Jessica is actually alive here. Yeah, when Lion turned around in surprise, a girl had appeared out of nowhere and drifted down on top of the altar. Yeah, that is odd. She landed softly on the sacred funeral altar as though... Oh yeah, she has no remorse whatsoever. Yes, those was perfectly normal. God, yeah, crushing the golden roses under her shoes. Of course, Lion didn't know this girl. No. Would Willard know Burn either? I wonder. Just why on earth were all of these people unrelated to the funeral popping up one after... Oh no, I love that. Yeah. I'm already retired. You're definitely looking good for your age then, Jesus Christ. If you have a job you need doing, go ask the new, right? No. Interesting. No, but the only thing is I wonder why Willard is being asked. Maybe it could be because of the fact that he has a severe... No, this makes sense. He has a severe amount of emphasis on the fact that it is the heart that is key to actually, you know, making it so that a riddle can be cracked with regards to detective-related things. That is something you need. Without love, it cannot be seen, man. Like, think of the most obvious quote. Oh, yeah, I'm giving this case to you. Did you read the tale I sent you? I skimmed it.
あなたがどなたか存じませんが、そこから降りてください.
Yeah, that's not gonna work. I don't know who you are, but please get down from there.
そこは神聖な祭壇ですよ.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's a sacred altar. Yeah, and you were literally disrespecting a person who has died. I mean, I don't care how much of a bad person that was. You know, obviously the fact that... I mean, I don't know who this person who was dead actually was, but at the same time... I think it's human... Oh, it's human Beatrice, judging by what Rosa said, but, yeah, isn't it interesting to think that nobody apart from Kinzo is upset? Yeah. Snapping out of a daze, Lion told the girl to get down off the altar. Oh yeah, of course she would. Yeah, but she ignored this completely. On top of that, Will kept talking to the girl as though Lion wasn't even there. God, I feel bad for her. She's really tried hard with, you know, her whole, you know, greetings and just, acts of trying to get to know Krause, so it is a little bit unfair that, but yeah.
リオンとか言ってな。
I hear this is
こい
Lion.
つは何者だ？
Who is that? Oh, that's so awful. Who is that exactly?
その子が名乗った通りよ。
You've already heard too. Yeah, Krauser's daughter. Yeah. Ushidome Lion. There's no case of a person with that name appearing in any of the previous games. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Isn't it really interesting to think that I think Willard has actually been given a manuscript of all 6 of the games so
お前の
far?
駒なのか？
Is this your piece?
いいえ、
No.
このゲーム版の正しく正当な子が。
Wait, you have got to be serious. Is this... Hang on a second. Is this a game board that is ridiculously different in every single right? Could you imagine if this is actually... Wait, hang on a second. No, it doesn't really make sense if that's the case. Why? No, what I do find really quite interesting is the fact that nobody has any kid whatsoever here. I mean, not even... Well, I mean, Eva and George do. Eva and Hideyoshi obviously have George because of the fact that Jessica's born. But at the same time, you know, George isn't actually here. It's just kind of odd that so many people from the Ushinomiya family are missing. Everything feels off. No, it's a true and proper piece of this game
登
board.
場人物よ。
A character appearing in
ゲ
the
ーム
story.
マスターはお前だ。
Oh, isn't that interesting? She isn't even the game master. She has no right to claim that title, yet she's still saying she is. That's hilarious. You're the game
ま
master.
だお前の駒だろ。
Fair, yeah, that means it's your piece. I love the, you know, element of mystery in this track and the really quite different and more humble elements as well, I feel. It just gives such a different impression. It sounds beautiful though, and I love the atmospheric emphasis.
ベアとの猫箱よりもっと大きな猫箱で閉ざしただけよ。
I've just moved from Beato's cat box into a larger cat
リオン
box.
はその中で生まれ得る可能性を持つ一つの子。
Oh my god, you know, having somebody really retrospectively being talked about here, I mean, my god, I just genuinely can't imagine, you know, what Lion must be thinking when actually, you know, just thinking of the fact that Byrne is talking about her as if she is part of a game board. Like, what the hell is a game board, and why is it something that may control her entire life? By the way, I mean,
そういう
we have never ever heard of Lion, so what the hell happened to her? That is my question. And the fact that this is part of a game board, that could potentially be indicative of a death, maybe? Oh, I see.
お前の駒というわけだ。
In other words, it's your piece. Yeah.
私が置いた子がという意味では正しいわ。
It's a piece I've placed. Would be the correct way to say it. Yeah, I see that, yeah.
エリカのような配下の駒ではない。
God, he knows everything. So you're saying this piece isn't your subordinate like Erika?
エリカって誰？
Erika, who's that? You are a bastard. My god. She disappeared. God, what's the point of that?
エリカさん？
Erika-san? Oh yeah, she must just be totally
理
confused.
解しようとするな。
Don't try to
普
understand.
通になら。
I've literally seen that line quoted before. Yeah, don't try to understand. You'll just get a headache. I'm actually quite surprised it's so early on. Yeah, but no, that is understandable. Yeah, I do see that, yeah. Willard actually seems like a pretty nice person. Yeah, Lion didn't have a clue about what they were talking. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, it must just be so weird. It's like an alien. It's like another human being talking to an alien in a perfectly reasonable conversation-like tone. However, though neither person was familiar. Definitely, yeah. It seemed clear that they both knew a lot about the Ushinomiya family.
私にはあなたたちが何の話をしているのかわかりません。
I don't know what you two were
と
talking
にか
about.
くそこのお嬢さん、
Anyway, Yuga.
その祭壇から降りてください。
Please get down off the
後
altar.
ろ宮家次期当主としてお願い申し上げます。
Oh, yeah. I mean, obviously it's understandable to think that, you know, she would use her authority to do this act. Then again, you really think anyone's going to listen? Why would somebody as cruel as Byrne? You know, the person who, you know, has had a master that has tried so ridiculously hard to appeal to this, to Byrne for the entirety of episode 5 and 6. She has tried her hardest and she has put so much of her talent and, you know, her heart into it. Just to be denied like this, it's so horrible. Yeah, why would somebody as cruel as that want to do this, though? Genuinely, like, want to get off the altar? yeah, definitely just not listening whatsoever. Yeah, even Lion was finally forced to speak in a raised voice to that girl, who continued to chat while casually standing on the altar. Yeah, that's horrible. Yeah, however, the girl ignored this completely. On the other hand, Will did show a reaction. Yeah, that's good. But yeah. Oh yeah, that is a really good point. Yeah, I was just assuming that, you know, that had said the daughter to the successor, but that's really, really odd. Yeah, Willard has a really good point. Oh, isn't that interesting? A motive? Yeah, that's really interesting because of the fact that Kinzo has adored Lion rather than Kraus. So because of the fact that he disrespects Kraus, why should he be the head when Lion can be? God, my father Kraus will be the acting head until I turn 20. Then I am to succeed the headship. Yeah, same here. Yeah. We've never heard of this whatsoever. It's just really surprising. First I've heard of this. Can you prove it? Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Oh yeah, it seemed that even Lion was starting to get ticked off by now. Oh god, yeah, that calm expression appeared to twitch. Oh, Lion seems like a really quite nice girl. You don't want to anger her. Wow. Oh yeah, that's good, yeah. This is the successor Silver Ring of the... Silver? What? Silver Ring of the One-Winged Eagle? Is that proof enough for you? Why isn't it a gold ring? Yeah, a silver ring. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Isn't it really quite funny to think that, you know, there are so many things that actually apply to the 1986 game board that Willard has obviously been taught about, and it's just so ironic to see how different in, you know, probably around, I don't know, I'd say because of the fact that Jessica's a small girl at this time, maybe 15 years ago, something like that. It's just so funny to think of how many things are just ridiculously different. Oh, isn't that interesting? Maybe that could be indicative of the fact that Lion has died, and as a result of that, they want to give something that will commemorate her death or something like that. Maybe because the silver ring is significant to her? I don't know. Yeah, I don't remember Kraus or Jessica ever wearing one of those. I'm glad. Oh, yeah, definitely. No, no, totally. It's really impressive. Yeah, for someone who's just skimmed it, it seems you've read it pretty well. Fair. Yeah, when a witch hands you a story, you never know when something absurd will pop up. Jesus, yeah. Especially when it's a great witch from the Senate. Oh my god, she must be really surprised. Who in the world? Yeah, are you two? Sorry, but I don't have a clue what you're talking about. Yeah, if you finished offering flowers for the departed, please make your exit. But no, I see that, yeah. It seems you two aren't worthy of our family's hospitality. Yeah, because isn't it really quite interesting to think that these people were basically just... They're really, really refusing to treat the seriousness of the situation. And secondly, they are just treating their family like, you know, a game. It's as if nothing is important, nothing matters, nothing is real. It's just all part of a game. And they're just... It's kind of like, I don't know, it's like an anime character telling... It's like an anime character fan telling an anime character to their face everything they know about that anime character from, you know, the anime that they've actually watched. Whereas, you know, rather than the anime world, that anime character is in the real world. It must just be so weird and creepy. Yeah, Lion finally ran out of patience. These are the strictest words. Yeah, I see that, yeah, that this gentle kid could unleash. However, Will and the girl seemed, oh yeah, they're not going to listen whatsoever. Yeah, that's tricky. Yeah, I didn't come here because I wanted to.
時間の無駄だから話を進めるわ。
Yeah, we're wasting time, so let's move onwards.
ライト、
Right.
このゲームに挑みなさい。
Try and beat this game.
ゲームマスター、ベルンカステルの名におい
Ooh,
て、
that's
このゲーム
interesting.
にあなたを招待してあげるわ。
So Byrne wants to actually find out the truth that's going to totally deny Beatrice. So as a result of that, what she is doing is she is getting detectives that can fully deny witches and that are literally qualified to do so. And you know, he is Wizard Hunter right, so as a result of that, he is very, very skilled at what he is doing. Byrne is doing this so that it can be easier for her to find out the answers that are going to disprove Beatrice, maybe, in theory. And maybe she's going to get her revenge like that. I refuse.
どうして？
Why?
俺はもう引退する身だ。
I'm retired now.
推理もミステリーも知ったことか。
Yeah, no, I see that. Yeah, reasoning and mysteries aren't my business anymore.
何をして余生を過ごすというの？
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. She's going to manipulate him into going into this. How do you intend to spend the rest of your life? And yeah, isn't it really quite ironic to think that even though he is retired, he has still made it so that his brilliant level of, you know, his brilliant moral conscience has made it so that even though he is retired, he is still able to fully save an innocent family. Yeah, how did you intend to spend the rest of your
魔
life?
術師狩りのライトが魔女狩りをやめて。
Is wizard hunting right going to give up witch hunting?
狐狩りでも潮干狩りでもするさ。
Ah, like that. There's still fox hunting and clam hunting to look forward to. God, clam hunting, that must be
俺が
weird.
ここに来たのはあんたと余生を語るた
Oh, I
めじゃ。
like that, yeah. I didn't come here to discuss the rest of my life with you.
断るために来たと。
So you came here to refuse.
ご検察いただき、光栄の極みと知りたまえなり。
I love that. Know that your powers of deduction are truly a sight to behold. That's so funny. Oh, I love this soundtrack. It's so relaxing and warm. It's brilliant.
なら好きにしたらいいわ。
Then do as you will.
どこへでも行けばいい。
Go wherever you please.
ただし、ここから立ち去れればの話だけれ
No.
ど。
What? That is assuming you can leave this place.
それで、
So,
条件と報酬は
what are the terms and payment? Oh, isn't that actually really quite interesting to think that Byrne has made it so that he cannot leave this place whatsoever? So even if he wanted to, you know, do nothing regarding this because of the fact that he is a retired detective now, you know, he still is obligated to do it against his will. Yeah, in truth, Will had resigned himself from the beginning. Yeah, that is understandable though. Yeah. He knew that he was incapable of refusing an invitation for the great Lady Barncastle. No, but even if he wanted to, he has to join in.
ベアトリーチェを殺したのは誰か。
Oh, who killed Beatrice?
それが私のゲームよ。
That's my game.
報酬は私に対するその無礼な口の利き方を許すことと、この礼
Oh
拝
my
を
god, I
立
love
ち去る
that.
権利。
That's my. So you're basically going to solve an entire game board for her. In exchange, you are going to be able to leave the chapel. In payment, oh, but to be fair, Byrne could do unimaginably cruel things, by the way, we can't forget about that, so forgiveness for insolence, that's brilliant. Yeah, in payment, I'll forgive you for your insolence and let you leave this
退
chapel.
屈を愛さない魔女は存在な言葉を愛すると言ったぜ。
Oh yeah, we've seen that with Featherin, with Byrne, with Lambda, yeah, definitely Lambda, and Beatrice as well. Yeah, all of them. Yeah, I hear that boredom-hating witches just love being spoken to rudely.
それは1000年を生き飽きたババア魔女の話よ。
That's only for hags who are tired of life after 1,000 years.
私はまだまだ若いから、
We're still
あんた
pretty
みた
young.
いな言葉遣いの男を どんな過酷な運命に閉じ込めてやろうかと無双す
Oh
る
my
ことを
god,
愛
that's
する
hilarious. I just love how genuinely twisted, you know, this, well, I don't really want to say relationship, but chemistry is, like, between these two characters. You know, they're just, Byrne is literally asking Willard to, you know, solve a potential mystery, but at the same time, she is literally saying, you know, if you're a rude man, then I'm going to think up a horrible fate that's going to make it so that your life is completely, not only hell, but is ruined. It's just hilarious to think that. So,
敵は誰だ
who's my enemy?
いないわ
I find it really quite ironic to think that Lion has just totally stopped bothering. There is none.
妨害などするわけもない
There's no one to stand in your way. No, I
こ
see
の
that,
ゲ
yeah.
ームをあなたが美しく詰めるところをただ私たちは感激したいだけ
I just want to sit back and watch you make your beautiful checkmate in this
仲
game.
間も用意する
I've even found you an ally.
それがそのリオンよ
Oh, that's interesting. That's what this line is for. Huh? That's actually really quite surprising. Yeah, so, you know, obviously you're going to have a really significant role and you're going to be demanded of something really respectful. No, sorry, really significant, but Berncastle still doesn't have the respect to, you know, just follow one mere instruction of, you know, kindness. No way. Yeah, so you're going to use them without any respect to them whatsoever. Yeah, after hearing that name spoken out of the blue, Lion frowned once more. Apparently, they were moving things along without Lion's knowledge or understanding. Yeah, definitely, yeah, which the latter seemed to find truly irritating. Oh, God.
リオンは後宮家の人間
Yeah, Lion is a member of the Ushidomiya family.
後宮家の誰とも面識のないあなたには
Yeah,
心
yeah,
強
yeah,
い
definitely,
味
yeah.
方となってくれるでしょう
Oh, I see that, yeah, Lion... Yeah, Lion is a member of the Ushidomiya family, and should prove to be a useful ally, seeing as no one in the family knows you. By the way, with regards to what I said about respect, it doesn't really... I mean, Byrne obviously has the biggest amount of authority possible, so, yeah. It does make sense as to why she wouldn't actually want to show any to anybody else, but still, it's just a low thing to do. If you're going to use somebody for such an important task, being an ally of... No, sorry, being an ally for, you know, finding the truth of such a big question, then at least give them respect. But then again, this is Byrne. We can't assign normal human values and moral values to her. Yeah, definitely, yeah. I'm not sure what this is all about, but I can hardly be of assistance until I know what's going on here. Here.
だそうだ
There, see?
頼もしい限りだな
With help like this, it will be a piece of cake.
私と我が主を楽しませなさい魔術師が
Your master. Isn't it really quite ironic to think that, you know, Byrne is literally saying, my master? Yeah, because of obviously her having Featherin as a master. It's really quite surprising to think, but Featherin is actually her master. Yeah, entertain me and my master, wizard hunting, right?
あうあうは行儀のいい感激者だけれど
Oh, well. Maybe a polite theatre goer.
私は退屈するとポップコーンを投げつけたり
Oh
し
my
ちゃう
god, I
と
love that. But I might throw popcorn at you if I get bored, okay? By the way, I just find it really quite funny that I bet you Willard has no idea about what she's talking about here. Yeah, god, not really wanting to tell, not really sparing of information about what's actually happening to Lion. God. I love that. Will scratching his head with a displeased look on his face. He wasn't at all interested in getting involved, but by now, he realised that he couldn't Yeah, definitely, yeah, because she is so absurdly powerful that even though Willard is, you know, one of the most significant detectives, and I think he is the he used to be a head inquisitor. Oh yeah, and yeah, a first-class archbishop. Yeah, so for somebody of, you know, that much authority to be able to be totally controlled by Bern, I think that just shows the ridiculous scale of power she has. It really does. Yeah, I see that, yeah. Then he approached the cascade and pointed at its rose-filled insides. Yeah, you asked me to solve the case of Beatrice's murder, but Van Dyne's 20 rules, Rule 7. What? It is forbidden to have a crime without a cop. Wait, so I really do wonder if Van Dyne's rules can actually apply to all of the Umineko mysteries. And, you know, remember the understanding about love and, you know, the Nox commandments. Can that also apply to the Van Dyne rules? God, if there are another 20 rules that we can have here, then... Well, then again, what about, for example, Kanon's death in episode 2? That could technically be considered a crime without a corpse, so, yeah, that breaks it. That's just an example I thought of on the top of my head. That's the devil's proof. Yeah, that's understandable, just because of the fact that you've... Oh, I see. Yeah, just because of the fact that you don't see the proof that the corpse doesn't necessarily prove that it's not there. Yeah, maybe it just isn't inside the cascade. No, I see that, yeah. Yeah. Unless you can prove that no corpse exists. This is mystery. Ooh, yeah. God, I can see why this guy is going to be good at arguing. Yeah, rule 1. It is forbidden to have a crime without all clues presented. Don't worry. Ooh. Everything is gathered here. What, are you saying that... Well, I mean, obviously you've got every Ushinomiya family member... Well, nearly every Ushinomiya family member. And you've also got Lion as well. She's going to be a very important ally in regards to actually finding the truth of who killed Beatrice. The human Beatrice. Then again, what about Rosa? I mean, the simple answer we would have thought would just be Rosa did it. But then again, maybe there could have actually been some sort of killer who has done it. And Rosa has just been deluded to think that she was the one who had done it because of the fact that it was her error. Then again, to be fair, Beatrice did fall, and I remember she literally fell head first, and then I think she had an impact on a rock, and that caused, you know, really violent explosion in terms of just all of the parts of her head. But, yeah, if she was pushed off, if she was pushed off, and, you know, Rosa described it as, you know, her just completely falling due to her, you know, carelessness, due to her naivety, then, you know, who pushed her and who could have potentially been involved? Somebody could very easily be involved with this. Though there was no change to Will's unsatisfied expression, he seemed to have understood the general pattern of this place. The simple fact that a mere Inquisitor of Heresy had been summoned by, oh yeah, an uninhibited, cruel, fickle, great witch of the Senate means that he'd be treated no more. Yeah, as no more than a mere underling. I know it's going to be very stressful. Yeah, all along he had possessed no way to refute. Yeah, seriously though, yeah, that's ironic, yeah. Yeah, so who killed the owner of this empty coffin? I'll answer that question. However, you'll let me do things tomorrow. This is going to be very interesting, by the way. Maybe the culprit could be a repeat offender. As you like. Someone's shocked. Oh yeah, Lion's probably just shocked about the fact that somebody has just casually appeared and disappeared. You know, just with no other reason. Yeah, first off, I need to make sure you understand the current situation. By the way, I've got to become a little quieter. So let me just move my mic here. Right. So how loud am I when I talk like this? Reasonably? Okay. So first off, I need to make sure you understand the current situation. Yeah, this is going to be quite interesting.
私もとても助かります。
Yes, that would be extremely helpful at the moment. Lion's expression seemed nonplussed, angry. Yeah, no, I see that. Yeah, nonplussed, angry. Oh, yeah. Isn't it really quite ironic to think that Lion has just casually seen something that is absurdly impossible? Yeah, Lion's expression seemed nonplussed, angry, and confused, all at the same time.
キラ
Over here.
実際に見た方が早い。
It'll be faster to see it for yourself. What? Oh
い
my
いでしょう。
god. What's this actually going to be? Wonderful.
音もしましょうとも。
Please. Oh, she sounds pissed off. That's funny. Please lead the way. Will signalled his chin for Lion to follow him and spun around. After snorting once in an unsatisfied manner, Lion followed him as though resigned to see Will's little show. Yeah, isn't it really quite interesting that the only reason she is being motivated is because of the fact that she's just quite interested to see what he actually has to offer. As she watched them leave the chapel, Berncastle sneered silently at them. Oh yeah, because obviously she has permitted them to leave. Yeah, sneered silently, a cold smile on her face. Yeah, I do wonder what she's going to say regarding her intentions. I'm sorry, there is no way that Burton doesn't remember what Featherin's name is. She is so disrespectful that it's unbelievable. As the Miko of the Great Witch of Theatre going, drama, and spectating. Featherin something our Aurora, and as the Witch of Miracles, I, Berncastle, announce the start of this game. This tale's title was Requiem of the Golden Witch. Yeah, that's interesting. Spin a tale fitting for Berto's funeral. That is actually really quite interesting. So I do wonder what the beginning is. Is this beginning the, the preparation for all of the funeral related goings on that have happened here? Or is it preparation for a different funeral? I really do wonder. Is it either preparations for the human Beatrice's funeral or the preparation for the witch Beatrice's funeral? Maybe that beginning that we were showing could actually have been Beatrice, as in the witch Beatrice's funeral. I don't know, it's really quite confusing. Well, let's just see how you drag out the guts. Jesus Christ, let's hope he doesn't do it in a really disgusting manner. Well, to be fair, it is interesting to think that whatever the truth is, judging by the chapter beginning, is cold and hard. So, yeah, it's probably going to be really violently, given to them, really. She watched until the pair had left the chapel. Berncastle's form evaporated into the empty air. Yeah, just as she had arrived, yep. All that remained was our unpleasant cackling. Interesting. Right. See what this is now. Oh, wow. God, that is... Oh my god, I recognise that background from Higurashi. Ha! That's amazing. Yeah, outside it was still raining. And I also recognise that background from Higurashi. Oh my god, that's awesome. Outside it was still raining. Oh yeah, when Connell saw the guest, saw the guest and the successor approaching the reception desk, he bowed deeply. Good work. Yeah, she seems really quite nice. You can take a break now, so would you mind leaving? By the way, hang on a second, I'm sorry, I'm just thinking about something really weird here. How the fuck is Connell here? Genuinely. I mean, this is probably... There is a very weird difference in age between Connell and Jessica. Connell has literally been alive, and he has been, in the form of probably around a, 13 to 16-year-old. Even though this is probably around, 14 to 15 years before 1986. That is properly weird. It shows non-human origin. Wonder what she's going to say. It's Connell. Oh, right. Yeah. Yes, as you were. Yeah, that is weird. Yeah, Connell bowed deeply, then disappeared. Isn't that interesting? Don't you remember the names of all your
当家に
servants?
は若い使用人が大勢出入りしており、入れ替わりも頻繁ですので。
Interesting. Our family has many young servants coming in and out, and they're usually replaced quite frequently. God.
さて、
Yeah. Well now.
何をどう理解させてくれるのですか？
Yeah, what are you trying to explain
あ
to
なた
me?
様は何者で、当家にどのようなご用がおありで？
Who are you, and what business do you have with this family?
もちろん納得させてくれなくて構いません。
Of course, there's no need to convince
こ
me.
のままお帰りいただければいいだけですので。
Feel free to head on home if you want.
もう帰れねえのさ。
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely there is no going home under the, you know, under the force. Under the restriction posed on you by Burn Castle. Yeah, definitely, yeah, there is no going home. Not for me.
誰もな。
Not for anyone.
もういい加減にしてくれませんか？
Oh, no. I see that because obviously the totally edgy way he is actually conducting himself, it's not very good. Yeah, could you please give that a
この
rest?
よくわからない煙に巻くような喋り方は。
Oh, I like that. Stop speaking in confusing riddles like that all the time. It's a detective. He is a
私に
detective.
だっ
That's
て
his
我
job.
慢の限界というものがあります。
Even I have limits to my patience.
私では見送りにならないというなら、源氏と郷田にお送りさせてもいいのですよ。
If you don't want me to see you off, should I call Genji or Gorda?
騒ぐな。
Don't freak
こいつを
out.
見てろ。
Look at this.
見ればわかります。
Yes, I can see that.
葬儀用のバラです。
It's one of those memorial
まさ
roses.
か手品でも見せてくれるおつもりで。
Oh my god, that'd be really quite funny if that's the case. Yeah, you're going to show me some kind of magic trick. Yeah, so it's a golden rose. God, it looks amazing. I love how they did this piece of art here. Yeah, Will took one of the flower offerings, then showed it to Lion, as though pointing out that there was no mechanisms or tricks. Oh my god, is he actually going to conduct magic? Then he slowly lifted it upwards.
見てろ。
Watch.
ええ、見てますよ。
Yes, I'm watching.
鳩でも飛び出すんですか？
Oh my god, I think it's actually going to be really quite funny if this cliched Rose has actually made it so that something really quite significant happens regarding magic. If this cliched idea of magic is actually going to happen, that's going to be so funny for her. Yeah, yes, I'm watching. Is the dove going to fly out of
それ
it?
ともクラッカーと万国旗にでも？
Or is it going to become flags and fireworks? Oh my god, what's happened? Ooh, new soundtrack. Oh, this sounds interesting. I like it. It's so different. It really is different to the usual feel. It's just such a more eerie and mysterious and unknown feel. Will through the rose. Anyone would have expected it to fly in an arc and land in some puddle. Oh, let me guess, it just stays there. It didn't, which was like Lion had been struck dumb. The rose thrown by Willard certainly had thrown in an arc. It should have sped on rapidly throughout the air. However, as soon as it passed out from the shade of the eaves and was about to reach the rain, it stopped right in mid-air. As though the air surrounding it had turned into syrup. Oh, isn't that interesting? That wasn't... Ooh. As it hung in mid-air, the rose was beautiful. Golden petals began to darken one after another. Oh, that's cool. Oh yeah, and it had become a black husk. Like burnt charcoal. Wow. I love how eerie this... Yeah. And even after this happened, it remained suspended there in the air. And that is what they are going to do to
何の手
Beatrice.
品ですか？
Oh yeah, that must just genuinely be so weird. But isn't it really quite odd to think that, you know, even though magic is an entire illusion, somehow Lion, without any trace of belief, is being shown with her eyes open a trick that is fully happening. Then again, I mean, to be fair, the fact that it's being shown to her doesn't necessarily prove that it was actually there, but still, it's just very weird when you try and tie this into the illusion of magic. Oh, you fucker. God, I accidentally hit my face with it. What sort of trick is this? Oh my god, what happened?
動くな。
Don't move. Wait, what? Oh, isn't that interesting? Yeah, that could potentially be because of the fact that it's an illusion. Yeah, Lion moved closer to try and touch the remains of the rose, which had still hung in the air. Yeah, indicative of it being an illusion. Yeah, Will had roughly blocked the way of his... That's really odd. Yeah, so I suppose now it's more symbolic. I think it's more likely to interpret it as symbolic nature rather than illusionary because of the fact that, you know, if it's illusionary, how did she actually see this without any prospect of belief? Yeah. Will had roughly blocked it the way with his arm. It was as though he was telling Lion that leaving this place meant certain death. Yeah, what's a fragment? This chapel has been cut off from the fragment. We're currently locked in a concentrated loop of time. God, that is weird. God, could you imagine actually being told that and, you know, just imagining, like, what the genuine hell do you think after having been told something as strange as that? The fact that you are locked in a loop of time and you cannot get out whatever you do. Yeah, so basically, if you reach that barrier, then you're dead. And now, isn't it interesting to think that if a loop of time objectively exists, then that illusion makes sense? You know, if Lion goes out of the, loop of time, then she's going to become like that lion, like that flower. Do you mean by that? Yeah, it means you die if you go out. Explaining the pain, so I'll just give you the short version. Oh god, yeah. This is the worst thing. It's only going to become apparent, the true effects of this, when somebody dies to it or somebody gets hurt. Explaining the pain, so I'll just give you the short version. Basically, unless we play along with the Witch's game, no one can leave this place. What? I like that, yeah. Yeah, they're gonna have to literally spend the entire time in a place that they would have initially only intended to be in for a funeral. I mean, how depressing is that? What, the funeral is already over? But yeah, definitely. This is the really scary thing. They are on the time limit. If they're on a time loop, then starvation, hunger, thirst, stuff like that, really threatening. What? The funeral is already over. I'm sure some people will want to return to the mansion or the guest house. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, we can't be locked up in here. They have real restraints. Yeah, it's not his fault whatsoever. If you've got a bone to pick, that witch is the one you're looking for. Being stuck in a place like this isn't any more pleasant for me. Yeah. That girl's your friend, right? Oh, no. Make her stop all this weirdness. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Oh yeah, shit. He knows which as well. She's probably sitting in a spectator seat with a bucket of popcorn about now. Yeah, fair. She won't come if we just call her. What on earth is going on? I can see... I don't know, is it me or in that little bit of rage there, I can just hear Jessica. They sound really quite similar. That short sentence described all of Lion's feelings at the moment. Yeah, I see that, yeah. However, Lion had seen the rose will through, wither in an instant in the rainy darkness. By the way, hang on a second, I've just got a question. Who is Lion's dad? Like, seriously, who? Wait, no, hang on a second. Sorry, I meant mother. Oh my god. Yeah, but still, who the hell is Lion's mother? Yeah, however, Lion had seen the rose will through, wither in an instant. In the rainy darkness. Yeah, definitely, like, that would happen to her. Yeah, Lion tried doing the same thing with another rose, but the effect was exactly the same. Yeah, definitely, yeah. No one will want to use their own body to test this fearsome something. Yeah, that could make roses crumble instantly. Exactly, yeah. There's only one way for us to be released from here. Yeah, we have to play along with Berncastle's game. I love that. Oh, yeah, you mean the one who killed Beatrice?
そいつを調べろと仰せだ。
Yeah, that's what she's telling us to investigate.
お前がそれを聞かせてくれりゃ話は早い。
Yeah, good one. Yeah, if you could fill me in, this will go more quickly.
気まぐれ魔女は大満足。
Yeah, and isn't it really quite interesting to think that Berncastle was totally using these people just so that, you know, she can have a little bit of a truth that can then be used to obviously have a greater effect that Willard probably isn't that aware of. That figure witch will probably be completely
お前は
satisfied.
厄介払いができて、俺は帰ってダイアナとデートだ。
Oh my god, you'll be able to get rid of the two of us. Yeah, you'll be able to get rid of the two of us. And I have a date with Diana when I get back.
あまり待たせすぎると
Damn.
またソファーをズタボロにしちまうわ。
What the fuck? Jesus Christ, is that a joke or it's a bit scary? If I keep her waiting too long, she would start tearing up the sofa again. God. Yeah, who killed Beatrice, you say? By the way, no, I know it's going to be very, very difficult. But this is the thing. What Berncastle has to do is she has to make it as intimidating and as, you know, entertaining as possible. But yeah, isn't it interesting to think that, you know, Willard, like a lot of these other people, they just have such an English name. Yeah. Who killed Beatrice, you say? That's hardly something you should go barging in a funeral and asking the family about. But yeah, exactly, I couldn't agree more. Yeah, winning their trust as a detective, and hopefully he has the detective's authority, so this should be able to be a lot quicker. Questioning the family is one of the basics of the mystery genre. By the way, I do really wonder if someone as clever as Willard is actually going to be able to realise Burns' ulterior motive for this game board. I do wonder if Willard is actually going to, like, if he realises that, what is he going to do? Is he still going to want to solve the game board, or is he going to want to defeat Byrne so that, you know, someone else, as a result of his knowledge, won't be completely suffering? Questioning the family is one of the basics of the mystery genre. Just give up and accept it. Yeah, that's so brutal. Yeah. I do know that Beatrice is the mystery of Kinzo, the family head. Yeah, no, I know. No, it's just like somebody who has come from, let's be honest, just some, they have otherworldly knowledge, and then they're, you know, so knowledgeable about your family as well. You really are a strange person. How did you know so much about this family? Yeah. Are you sure you have no connections with us? Will knew this much about the Ushinomiya family because Berncastle had shown him all the fragments so far. Of course, he had no sort of connection with the Ushinomiya family himself. The very plane of his existence was on a different level. Yeah, seriously though, I see that, yeah. Yeah. However, Beatrice died a long, long time ago. Yeah, definitely, that's just the weirdest thing. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. This is not the human Beatrice in 1967. This is the proper Beatrice, the oldest one. However, Beatrice died a long, long time ago. According to Genji, she passed away before the mansion was completed. God. But the reason before her death is unclear. By the way, why is it a funeral? If this is the case, maybe it's just some sort of annual mourning or some sort of mourning ceremony that Kinzo sets up and forces everybody to attend because of how mournful he is. Tell me about it. My name is Ushinomiya Lion. Should I call her Lion or Leon? I don't know, lion just sounds, obviously because of the fact that lion is an English word, I think it just makes a lot more sense. My name is Ushinomiya Lion. Willard. Call me Will. For the first time, Will introduced himself. Yeah. Their mutual introduction was finally complete, and Lion was able to talk with him on an even footing. Yeah, that's good, yeah. Yeah, however, Lion took a deep breath and looked up at the sky, wearing a vague smile.
Will-san.
Will-san.
ウィルでいい。
Oh, call me Will.
俺もリオンと呼ぶ。
I'll call you Lion. Oh yeah, no son whatsoever, no honorifics, just a completely casual relationship. Yeah, call me Will, I'll call you Lion. Will.
ウィル、正直なところ、私にもベアトリーチェという人物のことがよくわからないのです。
Interesting. To be honest, even I don't know much about this person called Beatrice.
なるほど。
I see.
一応ゲームにはなるわけか。
Yeah, understandable, because obviously you have to make all of this information come to you. It's not just going to easily be there. I see that. I see. I guess it's called a game for a reason. I like that, yeah. If only Lion could have told him everything, revealing the truth without any effort from Will. Oh yeah, that's understandable. Then you could have made it so that your reasoning would be, you know, you'd have a little Kickstarter. But this is the thing about Byrne. She is the witch. She is the cruelest witch. Why would she ever give anything that may make this person's life easy? Apparently things won't be so easy after all. Yeah, I agree. Ooh.
ベアトリーチェの名と姿を後宮家に出入りするもので知らぬものはないでしょ
う。Right, I think what I'll do, because actually, nah, fuck it. Let's read more. Everyone who enters the Ushinomiya family knows the name and image of Ryuichi. Yep. Yeah, exactly, yeah. That is actually really interesting. Oh, what? Wow. The portrait is actually a lot older than I thought it was. Yeah, that's because of the massive portrait hanging in the entrance hall, isn't it? Oh. That portrait was first displayed in April of 1984.
本当にあなたはどうしてそんなことまで
I'm really confused. Seriously, how is it that you know so much?
やれやれ
I just really need to know the time in which this is.
それを疑問に思うのももうやめることにします
Ah, okay. Yeah, that's really quite good. That is really good, because I thought, how did you know so much? That could be an indicative of the fact that Lion knew it as well. But yeah, this is in the future. Yeah, so that's brilliant. This makes more sense now. Yes, seriously, how is it that you know so much? Oh, well, it's about time I stop finding that hard.
どうせあなたにまた煙に巻かれるんですからね
Oh, yeah, fair enough. I actually really quite like that, yeah, because obviously there's no point of explaining it because of the fact that he's a detective and, you know, the first Inquisitor of Heresy? Wait, no, what was it? Let me just... Yeah, first class Archbishop. Yeah. It is reasonable that he is very, very riddle-orientated. Lion was a successor and lived in the head household. God, yeah, this made conversations with Kinzo on an everyday occurrence. Holy shit. Yes. God, I feel... I mean, though Kinzo... I mean, obviously, Kinzo isn't in his worst at this time, but my fucking god, that must be difficult. Because of this, Lion must have been used to chatting with people who were moody or hard to follow. Yes, fair, yeah. With the understanding that getting stuck on the details would be nothing but a waste of time, the conversation naturally fell into a pattern as though Lion and this unknown Will were long-time friends. Well, I suppose it is actually kind of the case, because though they aren't friends, it's a detective and he is getting every single piece of information out of, you know, a suspect. No, not a suspect, but, you know, a person that could potentially, well, a person of the family who, you know, is just being very, very cooperative. Everyone knows
なのに
Beatrice.
誰も知らね
Yeah, definitely, yeah. And yet no one
え。
knows that. I see
会った
that,
ことがある
yeah.
のは当主金蔵だけだ。
No, I don't disagree with that, yeah. Kinzo's the only one who ever met her.
当主様は今日は特にお心が不安定でいらっしゃいます。
The head seems to be particularly
タ
cranky
イミング
today.
を見て私が紹介しますので、なるべく謹んだ態度でお願いしますよ、ウィルさん。
The head seems to be particularly cranky today. I'll introduce you to him when the chance presents itself, so I ask that you develop an appropriately discreet attitude, Wilson.
話が早えな。
That was quick.
てっきりもっと非協力的かと思ってたぜ。
I thought you'd resist a bit more than that.
長年当主様のお相手をしていると。
But yeah, isn't it actually really quite ironic to think that, you know, that is Willard's objective, to be able to speak with Kinzo, the person who potentially has so much more knowledge. I just find it so surprising that she has just instantly sussed out what he wants to do. I'm used to speaking with the family
大
head.
抵の理不尽な事態とはある種の諦めを持って接することができるようになりますので。
Fully understandable, yeah. I've learned to accept the most unreasonable situations and go with the flow. Yeah, that's understandable. Yeah. Yeah, Berncastle will set up a barrier, cutting the chapel off from the rest of the world. It's absurd. To destroy that, they would have to find out who killed Beatrice, and they've got to do it quickly before everybody obviously loses their composure entirely. For Lion, who had already experienced many of Kinzo's rantings. Oh god, and they must be really, really occult-filled as well. I can see how that would just be totally ridiculous. Oh yeah, that's convenient. I can see why Berncastle has picked her as an ally. Understanding this match was more than enough. Oh, right, well, okay. Yeah, that's quite convenient. I need to go to bed. Oh my god, man. This seems like a very, very interesting story. Ooh, I think this has potential. Let's see what we're heading to next. Well, obviously the chapel, but where are we? What's going to be the first few lines? Ooh. Wow. God, they have beautiful backgrounds for these. I've never seen backgrounds with such a traditional and unusual style to them. It just looks... I love that this, you know, chapel... So I think what's actually happened regarding the chapel, I think the material... Sorry, everything regarding the inside has totally been changed. Or maybe there was some sort of weird thing that has made it so that this chapel has been abandoned or... and just totally cast out from sight. I don't know, maybe there's been some sort of... Wait, no, actually, maybe it's just been rebuilt. There's no other reasonable explanation. I don't get why it's been rebuilt, though. It's just so different to the one that we know. Oh yeah, that's... I mean, obviously it's sad that it's not appealing, but the fact that they have food is really good for Willard, because that means... Oh shit, we've got to read this. But that means that, you know, there is going to be a lot more in... Wait, what was I saying? Starvation risk is entirely decreased. Right, let's read. Well, I've already read this, but let's read it again. Why not? What a weird... outfit, by the way. Those boots just look so wrong. The silver ring of the successor, by the way, I really do wonder what's actually happening regarding that. Why is it gold now? Oh yeah, look at that. Right, this is going to be interesting. Isn't that interesting? Because I'm assuming whatever is actually going to be able to be solved here is going to contribute greatly to the complete denial and the complete, you know, execution of Beatrice. Oh my god. Bet you anything, the executioner is Berncastle. I will bet you anything. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Ooh, that's interesting. Yeah, well, she isn't doing it, she's getting her pieces. Well, not really getting her pieces, but getting the people that are actually led by her to do it. She's not even doing it herself. Right, this is going to be very interesting. Got a really quite interesting outfit here. I mean, my god, it's just so... Like, what is this scarf? Where does that even come from? And these boots look really quite cool. They look so fucking grand. By the way, this guy looks... This has got to be the tallest Umineko... Oh, never mind. He looks around the same height as Beatrice. Maybe a bit... Well, maybe a bit taller, judging by his feet. But still, this guy... I think if you saw this man in real life, he'd probably be around, I don't know, like 185. No, that's too generous. 190? 195? Who knows? This is a beautiful track, by the way. I really like it. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, because he uses Van Dyne's rules probably really quite perfectly to assist in his mystery-solving endeavours, I'd assume. Oh yeah, I see. Oh, that's interesting. I love that. God, that's actually really quite surprising. Oh, I like the reference there. Yeah, right is only given to detectives. And, you know, if... I mean, I don't really know much about it, but I bet you anything that is a link to a Saturday. Because obviously you've got to think about the detective Phoenix, right? I think he's a detective. If he's not, feel free to get a harpoon and actually shoot me. Please don't, that was just a joke. Just for clarification. Yeah, isn't that actually really quite interesting to think that I see how his flashy attitudes have changed. Then again, I mean, now he is more composed rather than, you know, reckless and, well, merciless and ruthless. He's more composed, but at the same time, he still delivers very, very meaningful messages brilliantly, as we saw in the beginning. I love that we've sort of seen his detective intellect and, you know, just skill in general act really, you know, peak in terms of how it was. We've seen what he does, and now we're actually going to learn everything about him. And I forgot to save, haven't I? Fucking murder me. Ugh. You know, I always forget to save these days, but it's actually really quite rare that I realise I forgot to save. That's me when I forgot to save. Anyway, yeah, very, very fun day today. There's so many things to be excited about. I do wonder who the maid is, and I also really wonder because of the fact that Willard is one of the people that, you know, they investigate through the heart, and they realise that there are so many pieces that are significant in the puzzle that revolve around the why done it. So the why done it actually, well, the why done it being so important to him means he is going to be really quite, you know, this riddle is going to be able to be cracked. So whatever this truth is, I feel like it genuinely could be some sort of "without love it cannot be seen" quote. I don't know though. I don't know. It's hard to tell. But yeah, that's very, very exciting. And you know, it is very interesting, the beginning of this. So I really do wonder what's happening regarding the funeral. So firstly, I wonder why the books. So I wonder why was Battler there. No, the reason why Battler was there is because whatever this is, it has big significance. but I don't really understand why the notebooks of, well, the grimoire of what's actually happening in 1986 is placed in her hands. I don't really understand. That could be indicative of the fact that, you know, maybe they were the original tales that were in the messages in the bottles. Or maybe, and also we've got to think about the fact that, I don't know. God, I'm so tired, sorry. Is there anything else I can think of that I want to talk about? Well, yeah, I just really wonder, you know, it's indicative of the fact that because of the level of respect, it's the true witch Beatrice who is actually being, you know, commemorated and remembered for her, you know, goings on in life. I really do wonder if that's just Basilo and Warigiria actually using the funeral for, you know, the same location. Though it is obviously a different person, it can also be linked to the same Beatrice? I don't know. Like, what I'm trying to think of is the human people, the humans are you know, commemorating a different Beatrice's loss to Batila's, you know, commemoration. Then again, they're still using the same chapel and the same body because of the fact that these both have some sort of connection to Beatrice. I don't know, though. It does sound really quite odd, but yeah, hopefully it will be dealt into more when we see everything regarding what's going to happen in this story, and also the end of this story. I do wonder how you know, everything we learnt at the beginning is going to tie in at the end. You know, I'm very excited to see everything regarding Lion. I'm also excited to see oh my god, I'm excited to see Willard. Willard seems like a great character. He really seems like the total opposite of Erika. So it's going to be interesting now that we've seen a detective who is very, very clever, seen, you know, use their intellect for the worst of tensions and the most malicious. It's going to be interesting to see how Willard uses his. And I also want to know whether, you know, he's actually going to realise the truth about what Byrne is trying to do. Right, I really hope you guys enjoyed this. And yeah, see you tomorrow. Got some really exciting stuff. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this.